So I'm starting the tour here. This is with the youngest members of the farm. These are two little runner ducks. I hatched these out from eggs that I bought online. So I bought 12 eggs, they were posted. So far we've only got two, a few more might hatch, but I think coming through the post during really hot weather has meant that they've started to develop, then stopped when they got here to the farm, because you're supposed to leave them for 24 hours before you put them in the incubator. And so the start and stop process has meant that it's kind of interrupted the normal hatch rate, which when you buy them online is about 50%. And if you don't put them through the post, the hatch rate is usually around 80-90% or a bit higher. So these runner ducks will go into the garden and act as pest control. They'll be very good at eating all the slugs and snails, and they're gorgeous, so they're a nice addition to the farm. Here I've got some turkey poults. These are about a week old. These are different breeds. Again, I just bought these online because there was no turkey sales, no poultry sales. So I thought, well, if I buy some eggs, I can hatch them out. So I bought 12 eggs and I got six turkeys out. So these need to be warm. They're under the heat lamp indoors until they're fully feathered, and then they can go outside. So that'll be probably at about 6-8 weeks. Don't know why they're lining up there. Oh, one's falling asleep. So these might be for meat. I'll just have to see how they grow in time for Christmas. I'm not sure how fast this breed are going to grow, but it doesn't really matter. I can just keep them for next year or sell them on later in the year. So this is where we live. This is a converted hay barn, which was part of the farm. This building in front of us was the old shipping where they milked the cows. Half of it's now accommodation that we rent out, and this half on the left is where I make soap in my sort of office. And here's the garden, and here's the farmyard. I'll just show you the garden quickly. So this is our garden. This used to be where we had pigs, but we've turned it into a garden where we can grow our own food, fruit and vegetables. Fairly easy to grow stuff here. We don't have a polytunnel or a greenhouse or anything like that. So it all has to be pretty hardy stuff. Peas, and got loads of beetroot and cabbages and things coming. There's a beautiful broccoli coming. So yeah, it'll all start taking off now. We've got a few things to plant which I've not done yet. Loads of potatoes. And then on this other side we've got a couple of geese who live that side of the river. But the little runner ducks that you saw, they'll come and live in this bit. I've just got a new house for them that I'll put up. They'll come live here. I'll just show you the farmyard now. So these are our silage bales. We've got most of them in from the first cut. It was really nice weather last week, so the grass is cut and baled, and that feeds the cattle and sheep over winter. So we normally get about 500 bales, and that'll feed 100 cattle and 500 sheep. There's obviously some of the cattle still stay outside over winter, as do the sheep, but they maybe need some extra food, so we go out with a bale and feed them extra. And we keep some of the cattle in because we don't have enough land for over winter. They really need the land that we have. It just gets too wet and horrible. so it would ruin it for setting them out in spring. So we need to keep them in, feed them the hay, the silage that we've collected over the summer, and then and the poo as well, and that goes back onto the land. Here's some little pigs. So these are inside at the moment because this is where we had sheep for lambing. And what they do is they root it all up, break down the straw. You can see they're doing a brilliant job, so that when that goes back onto the land, it's much easier for the straw to break down into the soil. So we're adding really good soil matter. So these are doing a brilliant job, and we're also in the pig field that we have for them. We're growing turnips, so as soon as those turnips are ready in the next maybe 2-3 weeks, these can go outside and then they'll eat the turnips over winter. We have some slightly bigger pigs over there as well. You can see we kept them separate so they don't fight. So this is a yard. I'll just take you down here. This is a foot bath, so that when the sheep come in, if they've got sore feet, if they get, you know, something like, it's a bit like athlete's foot, we can put them through the foot bath with a treatment, so we can fix their feet. So there's some hay that we have as well, and a little bit of straw at the end. So the hay is just a nice dry grass for them. Silage is like fermented grass, so it's a slightly wetter, but it's good for their tummies really, because it's got probiotics. And this is some of our wool. So that is either sold to the wool board, or we sell individual fleeces as well. And some wood that's been chopped up and kept for our wood burner. This is where the sheep were sheared recently, so there's still a bit of excess. This is a slurry tank here. So the poos and peas collected from the cows over winter, it goes into this tank. John's just been emptying it out. We add a slurry bug, which helps break down the poo and pea, so that when it goes onto the land, it's not harmful to the grass, and it helps the grass grow. So here's some of our fleeces that we've been collecting. So all the sort of good ones we keep separate, because we can sell them for more money. This is Teeswater, which is it's a rare breed, but it's got absolutely amazing fleece, which hand spinners love. This is a Castlemilk Murret fleece, which is really beautiful, but shorter staple, so harder to spin, better for, say, making felt, or you can spin it with a longer staple fleece. This is a White Castle Blue, which is a breed that we've been developing. Castlemilk Murret crossed with Blueface Leicester. And then we have a lot of Cheviot. You can see that here, lovely bouncy wool. This is from our fell sheep. So we have about, probably, we shear about 500-600 of these sheep. There we have it. So these are big wool sacks. These go to the wool board. You don't get paid very much for that, because they sell it in massive quantities all over the world. These are some sheepskins that we've separated out that didn't work. The sheep have, because it's been really hot weather, they've rubbed and the fleece has become felted, so you can't really use it for anything. It's probably just worth burning it. You can see our house there. I've just walked along the road past the garden, and this is where I keep some of my poultry. So when those little turkeys are older, they'll come out and live here. These are my stag turkeys. That's the males. I've got some chickens as well. The girls will be inside, sitting on eggs, and there's a stray goose that's gone in as well for some reason. Oh, he's got something stuck in his head. Right, I'll have to get that off. Let's see if I can get him. What a numpty. These are quite aggressive, so I'm going to get him by the neck this off and then put him back with his friend up there. These are my female turkeys, but the hens like to lay in here, so it's always a bit of a struggle getting the eggs out because they think that it's their babies. So there's a couple of eggs, getting pecked a little bit, but they're generally alright. Come on, mummy. Oh, there's another one. Another nice fresh egg, covered in poo, but never mind. So these are quite broody, they just really want some babies, but they were sitting on eggs before and the crows were taking them, so they didn't get any babies. These are the boys. So we have 8 hens for eggs. Here's some of my young turkeys. These are like teenagers. I've kept them inside. Normally I let them run about, but they're not very good at looking after themselves. So there's a dry area here. You can see it's, so if it starts raining they'll stay dry, whereas if I let them out they'll just sort of sit around and get completely wet, which is not good for them at all. They're quite delicate actually, turkeys. They're not as hardy as hens. So they like to perch, so John made out of an old bed something for them to perch on. They're very curious. They're mainly boys in here actually. This one's a girl. You can see her head's a bit different, it's lighter. The boys have a redder head. And as they get older you can really tell the difference. Oh yeah, actually we've got 2 girls. So these are reared from eggs from the adults outside. So I had 17, I've sold 7. I'll sell a couple, probably 4 more. But I don't think anyone else will want all the boys, so we'll probably have to end up eating them if I can't sell them. But these are quite a small breed, they're not like a turkey that you'd have for Christmas dinner. They're small with not so much meat on their breast, so but yeah, hopefully I can sell them as breeding stock. That's the ideal. But I could watch these all day. So here are a few of our cows. This is Claudia, Highland cow. She's probably one of our oldest cows on the farm. I think she's 16. This is Honeysuckle. This is our milking cow. Come on, Honeysuckle. Come and say hello. She's about 10, I think, maybe a bit older. This one here, the white one, next to the feeder, that was her daughter. And the little white calf coming is her daughter's daughter. So Jersey cows are quite different. They look very bony because they put all their energy into making extra milk rather than beef. You can see there's quite a big difference in style. The one standing next to her, that's it's not actually her calf, but she fed it because the mum didn't feed it. She had twins and she didn't like this one, so she fed that one as well. She produced enough milk, so she provides milk for my soap. Also she rears her own calf. We don't take the calf off, as a lot of dairy cows have their calves taken away at birth and then they're just milked. We leave the calf on, usually try and give her another calf, either buy one in, or if there was one like this one that's mum didn't want it, we give her that one to feed as well because she produces enough milk. most of our cows are away at the moment, grazing different fields, so we don't have much at home. But yeah, you can kind of get a idea of the sort of animals that we keep. All native breeds, we don't have the sort of big continental breeds. These are quite light on their feet, so they don't disturb the land as much. It's better for the land really that we have. They're hardier, so we don't need to keep them indoors. Only in the worst sort of wet weather we bring them in. We've got a new little Jersey cow there in the middle called Iris. She's lovely. She's not had a calf yet, so we'll hopefully get her in calf this year, and then she'll take over milk production from Honeysuckle. We've got quite a few different breeds in this field. The brown one here on the right, that's a Castlemilk Murret. This is a Gotland, running away. Teeswater is here. They normally have very long coat, but they've just been sheared last week. That's a Hebridean, the black one. Got some more running over, so I've brought a bit of food. So these are crossbreeds, some of these. And then some lambs that don't know what this food is. They're not going to come over for it yet. So yeah, we have quite a few different breeds. That's because we keep them for meat mainly, but also for the wool. And the different breeds have very different types of wool. And that's why we keep so many breeds, also to support some of the rare breeds. That's a mum with her 2 lambs, lovely big lambs. There's some pure Castlemilk Murrets in there as well. So this is my studio. This is where I make soap, and we have our wool here as well. So there's my plan of action, which I don't really use. I'll just show you some of the products. This is orders going out of soap and wool. These are some of our products. This is our soap. So we have quite a big range. The soap takes about 4 to 6 weeks to dry once you've made it, so I like to have a lot in stock so that I don't run out. And we do things like lip balm and shampoo bars, that kind of thing. I've got a lot of raw wool in here which I've brought in to process the different varieties. So people have been ordering raw wool online for spinning, hand spinning. So it's a little bit chaotic in here. There I've got the incubator, that's got the runner duck eggs in it, but doesn't look like the others are going to hatch, so I'll give it till tomorrow and then I'll switch the incubator off and the eggs will just have to go in the compost. Here's some of our sheepskin rugs. So we try and make the most of the animals. So if we take them to the abattoir, we ask for the sheepskin back and have that tanned, and then we can sell that as well. They're really beautiful. This is some of our knitting wool. This is the Teeswater, if you remember the ones outside, there were Teeswaters, the Cheviot wool, this one. It's hand dyed by River Knits, a really nice company that is very good at dyeing wool. This is another type of Teeswater lace weight, so it's a different weight of wool that people use to make quite lightweight sort of lace scarves, things like that. That's more Teeswater. This is Hardwick wool. That's more Cheviot. So the wool knits up really nicely. This is a scarf that someone knitted for me. And here we can see all the soap drying. It's a little bit like cheese that you need to cure it for quite a while. That dries it out so you get a longer lasting bar of soap, and gets rid of any, to make the soap you use sodium hydroxide in it, and leaving it for that length of time, make sure that that's there's no sodium hydroxide, so it just gets milder as you leave it. There's some of our shampoo bars. This is waste soap, so any scraps of soap that are left I sort of melt down, and then that's hard now, so I can cut that, and I melt it down and then remake soap, rebatch it. It comes out looking a bit like this, and then I just usually give that away. Normally give it to, say, a food bank or places like that. So I've been giving away a lot of it away to hospitals and stuff recently. There's some more soaps. And in here is where I make a lot of products. So I've just been making bath bombs. Some of them crumbled, so I'll just have to use them in my bath. It was very, the air was very damp yesterday, so it was the wrong atmosphere for making bath bombs, which was really annoying. So I should have not made them yesterday, done it on a drier, hotter day. But yeah, I have all my ingredients in here, so it's a bit like a kitchen or a lab. So there's colours and like that's vitamin E oil, so that goes into a face oil that I make. So yeah, and this used to be where John's dad and granddad and great granddad would have milked the cows. So it wasn't used for about 30 years, this space. So the ceiling was coming in, so we applied for a grant, and we got a little bit of funding to help pay for it, and we just hoped that the business would be successful.
that one got a tail on?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it has.
Where?
Oh no, it's just legs, sorry. It's fine. What? What? Hurry! Hurry!
Looks in the air, right?